James Jerry believes that the average person speaks about 6 metaphors a minute.
Metaphor lives a secret life all around us. We utter about 6 metaphors a minute.
Is this really true? This concept also appears in a book called How Customers Think by Gerald Zietman. We decided to do an experiment to see if this claim holds up. Do the number of metaphors vary by things such as age or level of education? We're about to find out. We asked some people a few questions to see if James' Jerry theory is correct.
Many people have a neurologically based condition known as synesthesia, causing their senses to trigger each other in seemingly random ways. For example, music may cause them to see different colors, smell different odors, etc. In fact, everyone has slight synesthetic abilities, which influence how we accept metaphors.
You might not have noticed your synesthetic abilities, but they exist alright. Here's a simple test. See these 2 shapes? One is named Kiki and the other is named Booba. Which one is Booba? If you picked this one as Booba, then you are like 95 to 98% of other people.
In this situation, one of your senses, hearing, suggested something to one of your other senses, vision, influencing how your brain thought about the input received from both senses.
And how is cognitive dissonance a type of metaphor?
The Curious Instinct of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Hayden expanded our way of thought. It suggested that the word metaphor is a metaphor because metaphor really means from one place to another and carry. It also suggests that our name means something other than us. For example, Bryn means hill, yet Bryn isn't a hill, she's Bryn. Just as red is not purple, it's red.
We are going to conduct a test today that will determine how quickly people can say the written words and the colors the words are printed in. Leonardo da Vinci's failed inventions became the comparisons that led to effective revolutionary inventions. This is a perfect example of how comparing a failed project to an ongoing one can result in a magnificent and effective finished product.
Learning is one of the fundamental experiences of life. We practically live to learn. We go to school for 12 years, and when we leave school, we only proceed on to learn more. Now, learning is not always a piece of cake. I'm sure all of you have ran into problems when trying to understand how the heart works, or problem in math. The formula to a metaphor is x equals y. Simple as that may be, this formula is constantly used to create analogies.
For example, last year we learned about cells. The textbook compared the cell to a factory. Instantly we were able to understand how the cell worked, how they were tiny parts inside the cell that all had to work together, and that they all played important roles.
Death, that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered, beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advancing there.
The complex wording used in Shakespeare's plays is almost dismissed as unnecessary today. Metaphorical phrases in literature today have become as simple as, "I'm dead tired," or "ideas are water."
However, metaphors are constantly used in forms of positions of a wide variety of sports, in descriptions of players and their actions, and by coaches to teach and advise players about how to play decently.
What does this quote make you think about? Unruffled doth the blue lake lie, the mountains looking on.
It just makes me think of a peaceful lake in the shadow of mountains and just kind of a nice peaceful place to sit and relax.
Does it give you any emotions? Like
calm.
Okay, thank you.
When you first think about this, it seems absurd, but it is true. How could metaphors possibly influence your decisions? How can a form of wordplay shape our lives and our choices? Metaphors can appeal to our senses all the time, which is one of the reasons we base our decisions on metaphors. We can base our decisions on appeal because it makes us like what we are saying. It attracts us. And is why marketing these days is so much different. They constantly make metaphors for the name of their brands to lure us in. It attracts our attention. For example, if there were 2 identical roller coasters, one named Scarlet Screamer, or one just simply named Roller Coaster, which one appeals to you more?
Probably Scarlet Screamer because it's like sounds better even though they're identical.
I would definitely choose the Scarlet Screamer, just because it sounds like it would be much more exciting than something that's just called a roller coaster.
A metaphor is another definition for poetry, because poetry is a form of literature that uses the most metaphor, more than all the others. An example of this is Peace by Starfields. Peace. The wind is now a roaring, smashing monster of destruction, breaking all man's work, from the valleys, from the vales, and sending them spinning, broken, flying, but all of that is not its core. Its center is in truth, eternal stillness, bright blue skies, and all you hear are gentle whispers far away and unimportant. In the poem, the wind is not actually a monster, but it could have characteristics like one. It could be a really strong wind, or make a sound that sounds like a monster. You might have noticed that when you read this poem, you automatically knew what these metaphors meant. This is a part of your brain that actually thinks in metaphors. You may not know it though. Usually when you think, you do not think in words, but you think in other things. These things are metaphors for the words that you say.
Okay, if I were to create a new species, it would look like a dolphin, but it would have like wings, like an angel. And it would be aqua colored, like the ocean. It would eat cheese and strawberries. It would live in the ocean, but it would be able to fly out of the ocean sometimes and live in the clouds. It has a very nice temperament. It likes to help other creatures, and it's a herbivore.
I would want to create this. You might think my mind's really weird when I say this, but like I used to have rats, and they would and I would take so that their feet would go just under their head, so it was just like this little rat head that was really cute. It was like this little fuzzy thing, and I could just imagine this little rat head this big. It was this little animal that hops around on 2 feet, and it would be really cute. It would be like a little chinchilla thing, and it would be you could have it as a little pet, except it wouldn't have the long tail.